Sup guys, TheSuperArtistGamer here. Yes, it's officially time for the Season 2 Q&A. Once again, thank you guys so much for participating, and without further ado, let's get started. Now, before I dive right into your questions, I have to review the responses to mine first. And for the time question, there's a 50-50 split. Shall I read the results now, or shall I wait until the end of the episode? Actually, I may have a solution. I'm gonna let it come down to the random number god. I mean the random number generator. If the die lands on an odd number, I'll read the results now. If the die lands on an even number, then I'll read the results at the end of the video. Alright, let's see. Okay, so the die rolled a 3, so I'll read the results now. Brace yourselves. So on to the first question, and that was the favourite style of episode. Judging by the poll, you guys voted for minigame episodes. Judging by view counts, I'm honestly quite surprised at this outcome. But hey, it's the ones you guys seem to enjoy the most, so I won't argue with that. Adventure and lore were also very close, so I feel like they deserve honourable mentions. Okay, so the next question I asked you guys was, what was your favourite episode from Season 1? And your favourite episode was... the Quirky Q&A! Okay, I'm not going to feign surprise, I kinda knew this would be the favourite. Like I said in the announcement video, it was the most positively received video in regards to like counts. It had relatively few dislikes for the amount of likes it had, and in general everyone just seemed to be having a blast, both with the episode and with the Q&A aspect. The Unlucky Night and the Total Wipeout quadrilogy were the question's honourable mentions, and they were actually some episodes that I particularly enjoyed making. The Unlucky Night was the first true story-based episode I made for the series, and the Total Wipeout episodes, while not exactly the best in terms of view counts, was certainly action-packed, so I can see where many people came from when they voted for these episodes. Okay, so the third question I asked you guys was, what was your favourite episode from Season 2 so far? And your favourite episode was... Modded Madness. No honourable mentions here, Modded Madness took the cake by a landslide. It wasn't even close. I'm pretty sure everybody at least voted for this episode actually, now that I think about it. I'm kinda relieved that this one won, to be honest. I mean, part 3 is over half an hour long and the effort to wrap that up was pretty excessive. I think it was the action that happened in this episode that really made this episode stand out to me. That and the drama. I do like making the adventure episodes, but they wouldn't be my personal favourite ones to sit through from a creation standpoint. This one, however, was an exception, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed the episodes as much as I did making them. Oh, and as of recording, part 1 is the most viewed Season 2 episode so far, so that probably helps. Okay, so this one's going to be interesting. The next question was, who is your favourite major character? As in, who was your favourite character from the main cast? The most voted character was... well, actually, it was a 3-way tie. Between Ben, Elgin, and Sharky. Characters in particular are one such aspect of the episodes that I enjoy working on. I'm always fascinated to see how I can make them interact with one another. As a result, I was very intrigued to find out who the fan favourites were, and honestly I can understand why these 3 in particular were chosen. The 3 of them are funny and endearing in their own ways. And now on to the next question. Favourite minor characters. The top choice was... this one was a tie as well. Dylan, Reese, Mr. Coyle and Timmy were your top picks. Again, I like seeing how I can make the characters work in the episodes, even though these ones in particular don't often appear. Nevertheless, I can see why you guys like these characters, with the teacher's funny report with his students, Dylan and Reese's status as badass monster hunters, and Timmy's just Timmy. Thus, they were the winners of this question. Now, the final question I asked was, should I upload 10ACraft on my main channel? And the general response was... yes. You guys really think I should upload it to my main channel, huh? The funny thing was, people actually said in the poll that they respected my decision to keep 10ACraft exclusive to this channel, but I can definitely see why people want it to be spread across both channels. Recognition, of course. So now that my questions are all answered, time to answer all of your questions. Let the main attraction commence.
Do you play video games? If so, what are your favorites?
For those of you who are unaware of my gaming channel, then yes, I do play video games. I used to play them all the time as a kid, but nowadays I don't really play them much, usually for an hour or so before I decide to pack it in for the night. As for my favourites, I'm pretty eclectic on that front. I'd say my personal favourites as of now consist of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Grand Theft Auto 5, Mario Kart Wii, and, no surprise, Minecraft. I tend to gush over kart racers and platform fighters, as my tournament videos of Fighter Edition will attest to. GTA 5 is just a classic, video game violence and dark humour at its finest. As for Minecraft, I guess the fact that it's such an expansive time killer is why it appeals to me so much. I don't know, I just always find myself going back to it somehow.
What is next in the adventures of 10ACraft?
Right now I'm just planning on wrapping up Season 2. I'll try to avoid spoilers and I'll avoid specifics because they're subject to change as I draft the episode. The next 4 episodes will be of the gang hunting Endermen for their Ender Pearls, finding the stronghold, entering the end, and fighting the Ender Dragon. Will they prevail? Will they fail? Will the series even continue in a linear fashion? Who knows? I'm planning on doing what I did last season in regards to the season finale though. I'm going to be honest, I really love it when the finale is just a relaxing recap episode of characters discussing their adventures and favourite moments, since it's a jolly way to bring the audience back up to speed. So episode 50 will be the same as episode 25, but with a few twists that I'll probably make. Or not, I'll probably forget. Hopefully not.
Will Dylan and Reese make an appearance?
Dylan and Reese have been absent for quite a while, haven't they? Well, not really now that I think about it. Sure, it's been nearly a year, but it's actually only been about 7 episodes. Nonetheless, with the next episode centered around hunting Enderman, it's only logical that our resident monster hunters tag along for the ride. Dylan and Reese will indeed play a big role in the next episode.
How many seasons will there be for 10ACraft?
This was a question which, honestly, I was hoping I wouldn't be asked. Honestly, I'm not sure how many seasons there'll be for the series. No doubt I have plans for episodes in the far future. No doubt I have storylines and plot points that I'd like to introduce to the series. But sadly, I'm at the age now where I have other things to do. My uploads have slowed to a crawl, which is especially noticeable in Season 2, where I've been doubling the episode lengths to compensate. Realistically speaking, I don't know how much longer I can keep this up for. When I started 10ACraft at age 15, my goal was to make a series that can always keep the bond between my classmates and I, even after we all part ways next year. And while I strive to keep it that way, reality kicks in, and ultimately I have to do the things that I need to do with my life. As I'm growing into, and technically speaking already am an adult, I have other responsibilities and interests that ultimately take priority over my YouTube career, as sad as it is for me to say. So my answer is, I don't know how many seasons there'll be. All being well though, there will at least be a Season 3.
Will side characters appear in Fighter Edition 2?
The roster will indeed be expanded in the sequel, yes. Side characters will indeed become playable. Which ones though? I'm not going to say. I will release reveal videos as the game gets closer to release though, so stay tuned for those. Whenever they are.
What software do you use for 10ACraft?
I add in the names of the software I use in the credit sequences of each episode, though I suppose I could go into a bit of explanation. Minecraft is used for booting up the worlds and loading them, and building any structures that will appear in the episode. In order to get those structures into a format where I can use them as models, I export them using MC-Edit. For getting the actual pictures I use for the videos, I use Minimator. This is where I import the worlds and the characters, then I save the screenshots and import them to my video editor. It isn't a necessity, but I always boot up Microsoft PowerPoint as a storyboard of sorts. With each slide, I import each screenshot from Minimator, then I go to the notes and type up what the characters are saying. This is just to keep me from getting lost and losing ideas. If any of the pictures require editing, MS Paint is my app of choice. Speakonia is what I use for the voices. I just copy and paste a script into Speakonia, and then select a different voice for each of the characters. Audacity is what I use to link all of the Speakonia files together, as well as bring together any downloaded music or sound effects for the episode. And finally, it all comes together with VideoPad Editor Pro, my video editor of choice.
Would you mind showing us your video making process?
Why not? So let's just say that I've already ran Minecraft and I've got the files that I need. I'm in Minimator now, so I import all of the models that I'll need for the episode. This is just a test, it's not for an actual episode or anything. Okay, so now that I have the models that I need, I'll just select one of the characters and have them do something or other. Once you move the models in a way that you're happy with, you'll want to select this button here to save it as a screenshot. In this case, I'll just name it something random. Once I have this, I open up PowerPoint and I import the picture onto the slide, and I type in some script in the notes. Okay, so you'll want to rinse and repeat this until you have all of the pictures that you'd like for your episode. Now, I open up Speakonia, then I go back to PowerPoint and I copy the script, then go back into Speakonia and paste it. Again, this is just a test, so I'll give the character a random voice. If you have any other audio that you'd like to use, then you can open up Audacity and make the audio, but since I don't, I'm just going to go straight to VideoPad. There, we import the picture and the audio, and then we export it and upload it to YouTube.
How long does it take to make each episode?
It honestly depends on 3 factors. What my weekly plans are, what type of episode it is, and how much resources will be needed for the episode. Assuming I didn't have any plans, a simple minigame episode on a super flat world would take a week or 2 to make. A big action or adventure episode, however, would take a lot longer, up to a month I'd say. With plans, I still try to work on 10ACraft episode 4 at least an hour a day. Without plans, I usually spend a good evening at it. Sadly, I'm quite a busy lad, so it isn't rare to find a 2-month gap between episodes. Hopefully this episode won't take as long as that.
That's it for all the questions. Moving on to the character questions. Question for Halima, Ryan, and the new kid. How are you enjoying 10A so far?
Personally, I find that I'm enjoying it quite a lot.
I agree. The people in our class are very nice and funny. I've made a lot of friends so far.
They're also very welcoming, from what I can gather.
Same. Yeah, let's just see where our future with this class takes us.
Question for Alex W. How do you feel that you're no longer the newest in the class?
To be honest, I don't really care. It's not like they're getting special treatment or anything over the fact that they're new. I never got any.
Maybe we just don't take kindly to dicks.
Watch your mouth, Mick. I'd take that back if I were you. Anyway, yeah, I don't really give a crap.
Question for Molly and Emily. How is the pony search going?
We've been looking everywhere, but we just can't find any.
I'm not even sure if we're looking in the right places. Where we live, it's just mountains and forests. Not exactly places where you'd expect to see a horse.
Well, if we have to venture out just to get ourselves a pony, then so be it. I am determined.
I'm starting to lose hope, to be honest.
Question for Halima, Ryan, and the new kid. What does it feel like to be new part of the team?
Not gonna lie, it does feel kinda different.
I know, right? Who knew being a transfer student would have such an on-feel to it?
Maybe it's just because we're not quite used to everyone in the class yet.
Possibly. I just hope they're all as sound as the one I've spoken to so far.
Same. I guess it's also nice that it's the fun of having classmates without the boring part of being in school.
Couldn't agree more, Halima.
Question for Tahoe N and Tahoe L. Who is the smartest?
To be honest, I have no clue. That's oddly specific.
Don't lie, Beth. It's obviously you. She's just being modest, folks.
Oh, I'm not too sure about that one now.
But you always got top grades back when we were at school. Surely you must be.
Look, it doesn't really matter who the smartest in our class is, because smart has such a broad definition. I mean, take school for instance. There are people in our class who are terrible in some subjects, but excellent in others.
I guess you have a point. Everyone in our class is smart, in their own special way.
Open question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you guys miss home?
13.
Rebecca, that's not even on the scale.
To be honest, I do miss home quite a lot. Probably a 7 or an 8.
Same here.
I'd say about a 5. I know how much the real world means to us, but now we can only look forward. You know, take the time to appreciate the new things Minecraft has to offer. Well said, girl. Well said.
Question for 10. How good are you at fighting?
To be honest, I do know. I never really was quick to fight. I'm usually quite a passive person. But when push comes to shove, I guess I could hold my own. Why? Is there an alternate dimension where I'm an unstoppable tank who can take on anyone? That would be so cool, not gonna lie.
Question for the narrator. Do you like your job? Boy, mate, I'll have you know that that's a personal question. Didn't the TheSuperArtistGamer say those types of questions weren't allowed? I mean, you're just sitting here, questioning my own shitty existence. How does it feel to be condemned to narration for all eternity? To be truthful, it sucks. It honestly fucking sucks. I don't even get paid for crying out loud. You've made me angry now. Yeah. Anyways. Question for Kyle C. and Sharky. Why do you guys have a rivalry?
I don't even know. Sharky just shows animosity towards me all the time, and sometimes I just have to fight back. It sucks, but that's how it is. You have to ask him if you want answers. I honestly couldn't tell you.
Okay, look, you really wanna know why I don't like him? It's because he isn't one of us, I tell you. He arrived in our class one day, and everybody started to become friends with him. But as for me? No! For I knew who he was, and I know who he is. He's the culmination of a freak accident. A freak accident, I tell you. This isn't a conspiracy. This is the word of God.
Sharky, is everything alright back there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just off on a tangent.
I see. Just don't misbehave back there.
Question for Alex W. Can you really bring it on?
Hold it. What the actual fuck do you mean by this?
Well, obviously he wants to know if you're capable of doing well in the scrapped plan.
Of course. Bitch, do you not know me? I'm Alex W. I'm the strongest in the class.
I highly doubt that.
I could fuck anybody up.
I highly doubt that.
Well, you know what? Screw you then. I got asked the stupidest questions last year, and I get asked the stupidest questions this year as well. Screw this. I'm leaving.
Question for Alex C. What are you guys gonna do after you fight the dragon?
Who knows? To be honest, I don't think anybody has really planned the after party out yet. We're having one of those, obviously. If you're on about what our next adventure's gonna be about, I couldn't tell you. Sorry. Although I've heard rumors that Mr. Coyle's been off building a town for us, so there's that to look forward to, hopefully.
Question for all. Who's up for a rap contest?
You, I do know. Rapping isn't really my style, sorry. Any requests? Beth, I think you should definitely do it. Huh? Yeah, go on, Beth. Start things off.
Beth.
Alright. Fine. Here goes. Can someone supply the music?
Already 3 steps ahead of ya, girl. Someone, get the lights.
I've got it. This should be good.
Thank you. Now come on now, step it up for the 10ACraft Battle of Epic swag.
Well, they requested and they started an higher. Guess I have to step up just to fill the desire. Take the baby kicks and I'll consider a higher, but now the oven is off, so I'm more less on fire. With classes in session, I'm leading the herd. Getting 3 days, 4 days, yet I'm hardly a nerd. When a hockey stick is out, all my goals are absurd. I'm a simple imperfection, yet I'm nobody's nerd. And yet, I can still be the impossible. Using motions of pure villages just isn't plausible. The games in my brain can pick up the inaudible. Any sense of attack is simply plausible. My bars are so high, you'll never be poppin'. When the carousel's out, call me Mary Poppins. If anybody's wise, they'll not dare to stop me. My bars may be solid, but yours will be floppin'. Take a step back when you fetch your match. You're gonna get this up with no string. strings attached. This hip tree that you see to be latched doesn't belong to you. Now it's time to get trashed. Shady is here, no my mic name is JT. He's singing here, unlike this bloody Stacy. Playing with ovens, like he's the queen of HE. Moose, someone forgot to turn on the AC. I'm vocally talented, my rhymes are so sick. Hating on my voice, then we're just a dick. Getting up to my tricks, I'm getting everyone's sick. Fretting that I'm dropping bars while it's dropping lyrics. When I rap, I'm a different gal. Cut that love crap, time to get savage and foul. I think I just destroyed your morale, but we'll see who ended up winning this battle royal.
Wait. That's how it ends. Bitch, please, the shark son. Now it's time to extend. Both you girls thought that you'd win through trends. Well, I'm in it now, so tough luck, my friends. At your rate, all the fans would be pissed. We climbed, bet you no one was dissed. But now that I'm here, all the fans have been blissed. My arms are cracking like a slap on the wrist. You ladies are so feared, I can see you're in splits. Aren't you guys worried you're losing to a Brit? Bringing on your lunch, thinking that you're both hits. Ever since we entered Minecraft, I've been hitting little twists. This place may not be a battlefield, but it doesn't even matter, I'm dropping bombs real. If my roasts were real, you'd be needing a shield. Not even if they aren't, my victory has been sealed.
Enough, I can't tolerate what you spoke, thinking that you're gonna win. Ah, what a joke. This group of blokes are gonna get so stoked when I put them in their place and realize they choked. Repping the daughter needs is the queen of popularity. Thinking of rocking me, well, recently quite a rarity. Dropping bars on top of me like I'm giving up for charity. Thinking I'm made for comebacks, but what I need is clarity. You may be all arm, but you've not got no charm. You're getting lynched by a hot shot with one arm. I'm bringing out the beast, and I don't mean no harm, but I'm simply the hottest while you guys aren't even warm. Just give it up, I'm the favorite of the class. You think I'm gonna pass? Then kiss my ass. Your face is greener than the grass, cause I surpass the rap battle of the gods and just a pinch of sass. Sass? Who the hell are you? My 5-year-old niece has more veteran than you. Kids in their losing themselves is nothing new. Guess I might as well roast them like an barbecue. You're probably wondering why I don't usually share. It's cause it's hard to put them with a class full of fish. If there's one thing in common, all you idiots share. Even 6-year-old mentality should give you a scare. And with all your verses cut short, I don't need to defend myself on any reports. Your savage quits that are your last resort will be your downfall because you lack the sort. You're actually slacking and makes you think you're slick. Too bad you can't attention cause your brains are too thick. Your talent is lacking, it's making me sick, so fuck this rap and fuck you. I'm gonna listen to music.
Tell each gentleman is stepping into the fight. Proving to these kids that Quirky is right. Proving to the fans that I'm quite the sight. When I'm dunking your sunken asses every night. I have all let out my future career, which makes me feel better while you're sitting here. When I'm spitting bars, you guys show fear. And I cringe when I hear all your verses clear. What, you want me to give it a rest? I will rap hard and watch you helplessly protest. It's not my fault that I'm just helplessly blessed. Rap is just like sports, I'm always the best. And I'm just so good at the game that I got you odd families trying to copy my name. Now I need to proclaim my popularity and fame against the lane. Oh, I didn't make y'all too ashamed.
You hold it right there, man, this is radic. My neighbor's here, it's better automatic. And now that I'm running bars, shit gets emphatic. I'm rising to the stars while we're sounding like static. You've gotta be crazy, it's so wild and spastic. You seriously thought that you could need a gymnastic. That's some acid fetch, you wore a band of elastic. I don't wanna brag, but I need a fantastic. I'm kicking ass in this rap battle blitz. My arms are spread like my legs when I do the splits. Everything I do to top this room that I sit will make you frown while I put you down with giggles and kicks. I guess it's time to feature one more from this poor horde of attempts and wars. If you wanna win, it will be a chore. The fact you lose against me is just obvious lore.
Naturally, it comes all down to me. So sit back while I take you to the town. With these savage terms, make yourself stern. Rightfully, all glimpse with Elgin, and to them too. You'll see, when we travel in Minecraft, I've been doing well solo. School, it doesn't matter when 5 plus 4 makes YOLO. It baffles me honestly that your limbs and lungs are so low. I'm so loud in the bunches, I intend to Marco Polo. Your verses were all nonsense, it's making us special. I go back and try to help this, then give them all a tackle. Then I'm Vettel and Shrapnel while I go in for a grapple. Then I prove that all your track records against me are laughable. I'm the professor, you lot are dice. So get schooled in this pool full of immature dykes. Now it's time to ask the viewers whose verse they liked. But first, it's time for me to drop the mic.